So here we are at the Great Central Railway for their First World War, well, it's Remembrance Sunday, this Sunday. We're doing an event for them to obviously commemorate the 100-year anniversary of the armistice. They have a Railway Operating Division locomotive on display in the yard, which we're going to be displaying next to. And that was a murder mystery train going through. It's the Friday evening now. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see me in the dark, but anyway, yes, so more updates from tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday. Early morning, we've just got the fire lit. We're staying in the general waiting room on Corn Station. So the dawn's just coming up. Looks like it's going to be a nice day. Fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes. Ready when you are, Staff?
Ready when I am. Right, so this is a Robinson 8K, built by the Great Central in 1912. Moved on to the LNER and the grouping in 1923, where it became an 04. As an 04, that's how it's more commonly remembered. This was in service with British Rail until 1964 and was saved by a shed-master at Immingham, I think, if I remember off the top of my head. It was pushed to the back of the shed and saved from scrap. They did try to get it. He moved it to another shed. I can't remember off the top of my head which shed that is. It then became a national engine, moved to a number of sites. It was saved in Leicester, the old tramway garage in Leicester, and became a national engine where the overhaul began. First steamed in preservation in 2001 and finished here on the Great Central in 2012 in time for its centenary, and is now waiting for overhaul. In terms of the livery that it's carrying, which is a Railway Operating Division livery, this particular loco did not carry it, but other members of the class did, and they would have gone over to France. And you're looking no more than 4 or 5 miles away from the front, hence why the crew are armed with weapons well in range of enemy aircraft. So doing the important war work, moving tanks as we've got here today, or food, munitions for the frontline troops. Of course, once they were within 4 or 5 miles, they'll then be transferred to the narrow gauge railways and taken right up to the front.
Yeah.
Hello.
And put the red poppy centres in.
You're lovely, aren't you?
To the cutout. I've been able to plant the one. Can I find them? No.
Happy days.
Right, very much.
So I'm just going to run through the kit I'm wearing here. We're here at Cornwall Woodhouse Station on the Great Central Railway. Tomorrow is Armistice Day, or the 100th anniversary of the Armistice in the First World War. And we're here representing Royal Engineers, specifically Royal Engineers of the Railway Operating Division, although we've also been representing troops in transit, which is what I'm dressed as here. Royal Engineers field companies were equipped, generally speaking, as infantry, and so would have worn full 1908 web equipment, which is what I'm wearing. I'm wearing it in a form that would be worn in transit. The main difference being I'm in full field service marching order, but the respirator haversack is looped. The strap on that is looped down through the belt, and it's worn on top of the pack on the back, as you can see there. The haversack is on the left hip, with the mess tin suspended from it, which is very common to see in period photographs. Underneath that we have the helve and the bayonet, the helve for the entrenching tool and the bayonet. And then on the rear we have the pack with the helmet strapped to it. Beneath that we have the carrier and the head of the entrenching tool. On the right hip, it's a water bottle in its carrier. And as I say, that's 1908 web equipment in marching order, but with the respirator carried on top of the pack, which was quite common to do. Obviously, if well behind the lines in France, and obviously in travelling in Britain, there's no real need to get to your respirator in any great hurry, so it's a convenient place to carry it. It's not swinging around on your hip, and certainly not getting in the way on your chest being worn at the alert. Obviously, other than that, the uniform is standard, the soft service cap, service dress, puttees, and B5 ankle boots by this time in the war. Obviously the later war, mid-war, late war boots. So there it is, that's the uniform that's being worn, and the reason it's being worn in this manner.